Today I messed up by almost breaking my friend's mariage because I forgot my tanga and her place. I go to the gym with my friend who is married to another good friend of mine. She, her husband, me and my fiancé are all very close. Twice a week we go together to Zumba classes and go to the sauna afterwards. Usually I change my underwear after workouts because I sweat quite a lot. Today we had our course and we did the procedure of every Saturday. Only that my friend invited me to her place after Zumba for a couple of beers and stuff. So instead of showering at the gym I showered at her place. When I came home I wanted to put my dirty laundry in the washing machine, but for the life of me I couldn't find my underwear. An hour ago I got a frantic call from my friend. She was crying that she had found a tanga that was very clearly not hers and she thinks her husband is cheating. At first I was shocked and my brain didn't connect the dots. But after she mentioned that they were gray with flowers, I froze. They were mine. They had fallen out when I was repackaging my gym bag. Imagine the embarrassing conversation we had. Me having to admit that they had fallen out today and her realizing that she was having a meltdown over her best friend's tanga. They aren't even sexy. They are old and stuff. Good thing is she just bursted out laughing because the situation was so ridiculous. She told me that my clumsiness had reached a new high. She is good now. Her husband found it funny afterwards too, and my fiancé is just having the best time of his life laughing about this. Too long. Didn't read, my tanga fell out at my friend's place and it almost destroyed a marriage. Edit 1, a tanga is thong in Germany. Thongs are those metal things that you flip burgers and sausages with lol. Edit 2, apparently I have to freshen up on English even more. I was explained the difference between things and tongs. Today I messed up by sleeping with my boyfriend after he'd had a couple drinks. On Fridays my boyfriend likes to go for a few pints after work. I have no complaints, he works hard and he's earned it. But this means he usually comes to mine afterwards a little bit tipsy and a little bit horny. So we're both horny and decide to screw. We go through a bunch of positions until he's on top of me and I'm laid on my stomach. I don't know what the position is called though. So we like to go pretty rough, especially seeing as he'd had a drink. By this point I'm so wet he keeps slipping out of me. Until one time he accidentally pulled out and full force thrusted straight at my asshole. I have never yelped in pain like I did that day. It felt like I had been fisted. It hurt so much I actually shed a tear. We both laughed about it and carried on and we had a great time. Too long. Didn't read. Me and my boyfriend were fucking and he accidentally thrusted straight at my a-hole, which resulted in a lot of pain and a lot of laughs. Today I messed up by scratching my balls, falling asleep and then having to have my testicles surgically removed. I was relaxing in my living room while my parents were out. I had just pulled an all-nighter to finish my paper and I was watching television and browsing random junk on my phone to relax when I had a small itch on my testicles. This is a warning that this post will be getting a little graphic. I went downtown to Scrotum Town to give the crown jewels a scratch and, in my unfocused state, I missed slightly and scratched down the back of the tube-like thing that's attached to your balls. Which I later learned is called the epididymis. This made me flinch slightly as the sensation on my jubblies was completely unexpected. I didn't think about it though, scratched the itch in the correct place and carried on watching TV. Within about half an hour though, my lack of sleep started to catch up on me, very suddenly, and I felt myself drifting off to sleep at about 2 p.m. I woke up at 2:45 to a numbing, sort of dull ache on my left penny in my coin purse. I thought nothing of it though and hoisted myself upright to drink water and then went back to sleep. I woke up a little later completely keeled over in the fetal position with my arms between my legs. I don't remember waking up, but I was in this incredible pain, like I'd snapped a muscle in my balls. I can't really describe it, but my left testicle felt different almost. Like it had gotten lumpy, bigger and soft. As I tried to right myself, sit up and adjust my pants, the pain struck all the way up my body and I vomited onto the carpet. At this point I decided I needed to go to hospital, so went on my phone and ordered an Uber there. In what ended up being the most excruciating pain I've ever felt, I lay on the floor next to my vomit and waited an agonizing 10 minutes for the Uber to arrive. Once it had, I bit my tongue and dragged myself, as upright as possible, to the front door and into the back of the Uber. The Uber driver didn't really give a shit as I groaned and clenched in the back of the car and sort of dumped me outside the hospital. The next thing I remember was standing in line for the emergency room before trying to sit down. I found out later that I had actually collapsed. I woke up the next morning with one less testicle, a very scared mother, and a lesson in something called testicular torsion. Gentlemen, and people with testicles, of Reddit. Please don't ignore your dull ball aches too long. Didn't read. Ignored a panged ball. Ended up sans ball.